Okay, there we go. It took a second. Hello, everybody. Today is Wednesday, January 15th. Yes, 15th, because my birthday is Saturday. I gotta remember that. And welcome to another episode of Mind Over Mystery. As you can see, my email's up there. The replays are on my YouTube channel. Anybody wants to email me about anything, just email me or DM me, and or we can set up anything to talk or have a co-host. So today's episode, I want to talk about unhealthy obsessions. There's from what I was reading, an unhealthy obsession is an extreme and compulsive preoccupation with someone or something. It can be a symptom of mental health problems. I know when mental health is talked about, they talk about like anxiety, ADHD, PTSD, depression. When they talk about, welcome in, Spicy. When they talk about those mental health things, they talk about ADHD and PTSD, but they don't really talk about the unhealthy obsessions that go along with the mental health process. Because when unhealthy obsessions can lead to dangerous things. I used to have an unhealthy obsession with gambling. Now, it didn't cause me to lose my house or lose my family, because it cost me some relationships, but I didn't have an established family at the time. But it did cause the unhealthy obsessions did cause a lot of problems. Good morning, Susie. Welcome in. My unhealthy obsessions caused some problems in my relationship, but at that time, thank you, Susie, I didn't have the family. Welcome in, Edgar. I didn't have a family or a house. Hey, Laura. I didn't have a family or a house that my unhealthy obsession with gambling would cause me to lose. So, in a sense, it did cause problems with relationships, but my unhealthy obsession with gambling didn't cause me to lose a house or a home. It just caused a lot of problems in relationships. But I've learned that it wasn't a good thing back then. And when it comes to mental health, they don't talk about unhealthy obsessions and how it can cause a lot of problems. I looked up a few of unhealthy obsessions because I don't know at the top of my head. And one of them, jealousy it's an unhealthy obsession that could lead to numerous problems. Now, was I a jealous person at one time? Yes, but it wasn't. I didn't have it to where I was like, it wasn't an unhealthy obsession of jealousy. But I used to be a bit jealous at one point in time. But I've learned to just, like, at my age now, it's like, yeah, I love my wife Kay to death, but I'm not gonna get jealous if somebody stares at her or gives her compliments. I'm not gonna let that obsession get to me and throw me into like a bad day, because at the end of the day, people are gonna flirt. As long as them people don't take it out of hand, then I'll be all right. Welcome in, Sherry. Another one is excessive focus on appearance, body dysmorphia. I have, and Kay has, and I know a lot of other people deal with body dysmorphia, because a lot of people that know me know my story. A lot of people that know me know of the weight that I gained after Hurricane Katrina. Good morning, girl. Good morning, Lilo. And that obsession, that with me, I wasn't always that big, and when I gained all that weight, I didn't know what to do. So for 2 years, I tried to do it myself. Then I had a weight loss surgery. But till this day, I still sometimes see myself as that 510-pound person that man that was just so big. It was just welcome into girl. And I didn't know. Kay still deals with it. I'm sure there's plenty of other people that still deal with body dysmorphia, and some of them they never been big, and they still deal with themselves feeling like they're huge, and it leads to eating disorders. They got some people that won't eat, but then they got the opposite side of the eating disorders where people eat too much, and that obsession can grow, and it can either make you sick or it can make you big. It just depends on which spectrum of that eating disorder or that healthy obsession. Um, Excessive preoccupation with a specific hobby or interest to the point it disrupts daily life. Unhealthy fixation on a romantic partner. That's another one that, when you get so fixated, it turns into like control issues and controlling your partner. You know, and there's ways to be in a relationship, to be in charge without being obsessed. There's when you have a marriage, if the man or the woman says, okay, this is what I'll do and this is what you'll do and we can do it together, you know there's nothing wrong with that type. But when it comes to the point to where the woman or man is like obsessed with making decisions of what they wear, and it gets out of control and it turns into an unhealthy relationship, and that's not good. you know because I've seen my friends go through it plenty of times. Oh, well, we can't come because such and such won't let me. And it's like I get it. I do. I've seen my share of, and I've been through my share of partners where they wanted me to, do certain things, like, oh, well, I don't want you to go do this, or I don't want you. I'm not going to be controlled. I'm not going to be one to be told what I can and can't do and how I can do it. Seriously, not going to happen. I've had that issue for over 30 plus years, and I get told, well, you can fix it. No, I've tried. I've tried, and I can't. Another unhealthy obsession is with social media. It gets to the point to where you live on social media, but not in real life, and it happens. It's easily, you can fall down a rabbit hole. I fell down rabbit holes with YouTube and start reading, and then memes, and then jokes, and then it just, over time, it catches your interest, and then you start just not realizing, like when people say, oh, well, I was about to go to bed, but I fell down a rabbit hole of videos on YouTube, or I fell down watching short videos on TikTok or another platform, and then it starts just becoming more and more and more, and that unhealthy obsession, just, it gets out of hand. Now, I'm not perfect. Let is not a word for a marriage of equal partners. You're right, the girl. Me and Kay, we have things set in place to where agreed upon decision. Like, for instance, if we at the store and we see something that we've been wanting, not needing, something that we've been wanting, and we can afford it, and they put it on clearance or discount, and it's under $50, I don't even call her. She don't have to call me. She'll just get it. And if we can afford it, that's fine. But things like, other than that, we discuss it. So it's like we have things in place where we discuss things. Like, she's very not good at making decisions because of her nervous breakdown years ago. But before I make a decision, I'm going to discuss it with her because I'm human. So Be like, do we need this? Is this worth doing? Is this, I'm not just going to go, oh, I'm going to buy it. No, I don't just do that because I want to make sure we have, things for our family. But back to the obsession with social media and things like that. Even before TikTok, they had things like Vine, and there's a few other apps that just all they did was short clips, like minute clips or less, and it's easy to get lost in that. I, for one, love funny animal videos. Hey, Nessa. I, for one, love funny animal videos. Like, absolutely love watching Planet's Funniest Animals. And I know with my addictive personality, I can get lost in that rabbit hole for hours. So I have to draw a point somewhere where, oh, thank you, Ness. I appreciate you, bestie. I appreciate you stopping in. Thank you. What's up, Alternative? Welcome in. I know I have an addictive personality, so I try not to let myself get ungodly, obsessive with going down that rabbit hole of watching funny animal videos, because I know I can definitely do that. There are differences in obsessions and compulsions. Obsessions are persistent and unwanted thoughts that cause significant distress, such as anxiety or disgust. Yes, obsessions and compulsions. Yes, I agree. Funny animals are the best. Welcome in, Tim. Welcome in. But you can't. I'm not saying you can't, but sometimes it's like what I'm talking about is the unhealthy obsessions. They don't talk about a lot of mental health. They talk about more about ADHD and anxiety, but unhealthy obsessions can lead to more mental health issues, because when people try to have you move away from that obsession, you're going to get angry. Like I said, I had an unhealthy obsession with gambling, and when people try to take that away from me, I would get angry and I would lash out. And I see that, like people drink, but some people have an unhealthy obsession with drinking. Some people clean. They have an unhealthy, and it's called OCD. And compulsions are repetitive actions, behaviors, or mental exercise that people perform in response to obsessions. Yeah, compulsions, when people get depressed or they get angry, they'll go shopping because it's like, maybe it's their therapy, I don't know, or they go spend way too much money, and things like that. I used to be like that. I used to have a compulsion. Oh, thank you, Susie, for the hat. But I've learned that I can live without needing all of that stuff that I would want. I would not want to know if I ever won a lot of money. I have an obsession with tattoos. I would love to have my whole body from my neck down covered in tattoos. And I'm fully admit that is an obsession of mine. And welcome in, young spitter. But love you too, Nessa. Have a good day. And it's sad how many people get lost in whatever they're doing, games, TikTok, or anything, and forget about the real world. Yes, the girl. I understand that. Welcome in, Sarah. I understand that. I, for one, have been there. I have gotten I have gotten to the sometimes where I just forget about what's going on. But I'm learning. Loud, screamy metal music is my go-to for dealing with anger. Yes, Everybody, has that. I I go to the gym. That's my therapy. That's my escape from the world. I like music. All right, the girl. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Um, we do need escape, Susie. I agree, and I've talked about it many, many times. Um, you got to find something for at least an hour a day to take your mind off of the world, to just sit back, like, you know, and just take that hour to yourself. Whether it's doing a jigsaw puzzle, doing a word find puzzle, reading a few pages in a book, listening to music, doing something at the gym, taking a walk, you know, whatever. It's good. I'm learning to slow down myself and step back, because when I first got on TikTok, I was obsessed with doing lives and talking to people and going to people's lives and going to this and going that, but I've slowed down because if I miss a live or I missed a post, it's not going to hurt me or them. I'm still going to see it eventually. I'm not obsessed with, oh, go check my post out. Oh, go share it. Oh, go do this. It'll get there the way it'll get there. It'll fall where the algorithm wants it to fall. So I've learned that to not be upset if I only get 20 views in 24 hours. Eventually, it'll fall where it's going to fall. The algorithm's going to do what it's going to do. Like, it just, I don't get obsessed with it anymore if nobody. Now, when I see a friend's post that's been up for 6 hours and it doesn't have no comments or anything, I will definitely comment on it because, that's just me. I'm not asking nobody to do that for me, but people do. And that's just the friendships I have. And so, thank you, Persephone. There are some obsessions that cannot be controlled. Like people with OCD, anxiety, and panic disorders usually need therapy to help with their obsessions. Yes, yes. OCD. Um, God, I hate these green screens sometimes. Let me take a sip of coffee. But OCD and anxiety and panic disorders, yes, they have to have coping mechanisms. I remember when I first saw the TV show Monk and his character, how OCD he was, and I couldn't imagine being that obsessive with cleaning, and I just couldn't imagine. I mean, it's unhealthy, but it's something that has to be looked at because it can cause you to just be the way that things are. Let's see. Um, Overwhelming need to protect or fear of losing control. Now that one right there brings back to me fear of losing control. I've mentioned many, many times I have a control issue. It was very, very obsessive. Like, but I'm learning to not let things bother me that I can't control. I am learning to accept the things that I can't control. For instance, if I'm driving down the street and somebody cuts me off, and I can only control the way I react. I can't control what they're doing. So I have to worry about my driving and not let their driving bother me because, yes, in my head I'm probably just cursing them out, but I'm not going to. Exactly. And I'm working on that. It's hard for me, alternative. It is. It's hard for me to do that. But Tim, yeah, I get that one right there. I don't know if I can say those two words. I mean, you could type them, but I don't know if I can say them because I don't know what the algorithm's gonna pick up. But yes, the one with the S is the one that relaxes you. I think that's the one with the I. Uh, I don't know. I think that the one with the I is the one that's relaxing, and the other one is to hype you up. I always get those two confused. I always get them two confused. So the one with the S is to hype you up, and the one with the I is to relax you. Yes, that is a form of broccoli. S wakes you up. Yes. Okay. The ones we have is the I. The ones we use is the I. Yes, that's the ones we use because, um, yeah, TT don't like those words. Speaking those words. Now he was able to type them, but yeah, we partake in that too because of our anxiety. Um, we have funny gummies, uh, and we have. I know I can say the word vape because people use cigarettes and vape, but you just can't do it on screen. Um, but vapes is the way to go. Um, so, welcome in Mario Kingdom. I don't do it. No, well they didn't mute it, so apparently they don't know. I guess the TikTok doesn't know. I'm not really a lightweight alternative, but I only use it in the evening sometimes because I take care of my mom, so I have to be alert so I can take care of her. So I don't usually partake. We don't usually partake into the evening. Now sometimes I'll have a little bit here and there during the day if my anxiety gets to me, but I try to save it for the evening. Um, yeah, I don't know because those things help. I only need one or two, like, and I'm not done. I'm not that much of a lightweight, but it does do enough to relax me. But there's other stuff like that it's called L-theanine. I'll talk about that another time. It's a natural over-the-counter stuff that you can buy anywhere, and it helps with anxiety. Um, Compulsions and obsessions may take up many hours of a person's day and interfere with family and so. Yes, obsessions and compulsions. Because OCD becomes more severe, avoidance may become an increasing problem, and can be negative in employment and education. Yeah, I mean, I talk about it a lot. I dropped out of school at 17 because I didn't like being told, to do this and do that, and I'm still to this day. I admit I have a very very bad habit of having to control everything in my life down to the wire, and I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. Will I ever get it completely controlled? Probably not. But I can't let the things that I can't control bother me. For instance, I wake up and my TV goes out and it just stops working. I can't get pissed off at anybody because the TV stopped working. That is out of my control. I come home, I'm at work. Yeah, I have a problem with authority. Period. Like, I don't mind alternative obeying the laws and following the rules. It's when they want to throw for instance in Louisiana. If you try to unalive yourself, we still live under Napoleonic laws. They can prosecute you and put you in jail, but they don't need to do that. They should just get you help. So, but abuse authority, yes. I have a problem with that. That's why I don't like, when I go out, I try to avoid the things that I can avoid. Um, so when your OCD, I don't have a big OCD problem, because I'm unorganized. My wife, she's organized, so that's why we balance each other out. But my when it comes to unhealthy obsessions, some people, no matter what they've tried, no matter what, it's they can never get over it. They can never solve that problem because it's something in their brain or something, and it's like no matter what type of medicine or therapy, they just can never get it right. And I understand that. But how do they know they can't fix it if they're not willing to try? I am trying to fix my control issue. Well, like I said, I'm going to revert back to what I said. Will it ever be fixed? No. But I'm getting better at understanding it. Because if I can pay attention to my triggers, and if I can know what triggers certain things in me, maybe it can help me. Exactly, you have to put in the work. I talked about that dedication and motivation. You can have all the motivation in the world, but you have to find that dedication to have that motivation to fix things. But not everybody can fix their obsessions or their OCD. It's like they say, "Oh, I can fix you," or instead of saying small improvements and continue learning, always improving. Exactly. But they always want to say, "Well, I can fix you," or I instead of saying, "Let's see if we can help you figure it out." Don't say you can try to fix somebody. And alternative, I agree. Improving in little steps at a time. I always say, I adapt and I listen and I learn. So again, I have about a minute and a half left. So I want to thank y'all for standing here. This is my second one that I've had this many people stand here. Tim, I appreciate you, Bubba. I didn't ever think you would sit in on this because you're trying to get your thing. You're trying to get your life together, your business, and things like that. I appreciate everybody stopping by, and this has been another Mind Over Mystery podcast. And I got about maybe a minute left, so I'm gonna go ahead and say again. I have my email right there, jkl@outlook.com. My replays are on YouTube. Anybody has any topics they would like me to discuss, feel free to email me. It doesn't matter. I won't say who emailed me the topics. That'll stay anonymous. I won't put that out there unless they want me to. That's on them. But as far as me, no. Anybody that emails me a topic, it'll stay anonymous. Anybody ever wants to co-host, anybody ever wants to co-host about anything, what I need to start doing, if TT stays around, what I'm going to start doing is making a video of my topics. So if anybody wants to co-host. So, again, I love y'all for sticking around. And after this, I'm still going to be here, but I'm just stopping the recording for this. Love you guys.